Okay, guys, and we're back with another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest. I'm Seth from the Lonely Solo Podcast, and this is episode 93 of my side quest. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about the recent news we've heard about the WBC ordering Dmitry Bivol to defend his WBC World Light Heavyweight Championship against David Benavidez, and it's reported that Dmitry Bivol is just going to vacate his WBC World title in order to be able to make the third fight against Beterbiev. Now, I don't like seeing this when you're seeing heavyweight fighters, vacating their belts just because they want a different fight. That's not how boxing should be. And I guess this might even be one of the main benefits of like Dana White coming into the sport, right? But yeah, it's just not what I like to see, because Bivol's a fighting champ. He's a guy. Well, he's not really a fighting champ yet, because he's not been champ for long enough, not been undisputed champ for long enough. But, he's, from what I'd imagine, is in pretty good shape all year round, and also didn't take a ton of damage against Beterbiev. Now, obviously, I understand wanting to take a break after a fight like that, because no doubt Beterbiev, even the training for that camp, your body needs, heavy recovery time, right? But he didn't get knocked out cold. He didn't get huge cuts or anything like that. Bivol should be fighting again this year. And same for Beterbiev as well. Beterbiev looked probably a little bit worse for wear, but he's not dead. Neither guy got stone cold knocked out, right? Neither guy got slept. Beterbiev could fight again this year. Bivol could fight again this year, not against each other, and then even have that trilogy fight, maybe a year down the line. That fight's not going anywhere. I guess naturally you would say Beterbiev's age, and yeah, that is a factor too. Because what is he now? 38 now. He's no spring chicken, right? So I do understand partially wanting to strike while the iron's hot, whereas David Benavidez is a younger fighter. Still, I don't even think he's still coming up. I think everyone at this point has established they know how good of a boxer David Benavidez is, right? He had a potential banana skin fight against David Morrell. Again, David Morrell is no scrub. David Morrell's a very, very good boxer. And Benavidez beat him. It was competitive. It was close. But like I said, being in that sort of fight with a guy like Morrell, there's no shame in that, right? But Bivol shouldn't be ducking a David Benavidez, right? Dmitry Bivol, in and of himself, is also a great boxer. So he should want that fight. And again, after that fight happens, if Bivol was to beat Benavidez, which I wouldn't be so sure that he does, right? But Bivol should beat him. But say Bivol beats him, then Bivol's, basically conquered the division at that point. Do you know what I mean? He's conquered the division at that point, and he's going to be like heavyweight king for a decent period of time. If he's able to beat Benavidez, and say he beats Beterbiev in a third fight, he's cleaned out the division at that point. Beat Canelo, beat Beterbiev, beat Benavidez. Light heavyweight's not a super stacked division, right? But yeah, it's not really the route I want to see them go down. Like I said, I'd rather see David Benavidez fight Bivol first, rather than the third fight between Beterbiev and Bivol. But naturally, I guess it's just more time. It's another example of boxing politics getting involved, right? A guy's a perfectly healthy guy who's a great boxer, one of the generational talents of the light heavyweight division. He's having to vacate his title because he wants to fight a bigger money fight. And to be honest, there's this huge sort of bias against David Benavidez, right, where they're sort of suggesting that Beterbiev's like the only money fight. David Benavidez v Dmitry Bivol is definitely a money fight. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Now, it may not do as well as, the first fight did or the second fight, or maybe not do as well as even a potential trilogy fight would go. But both guys are still getting paid very, very handsomely if they were to fight. Right? But yeah, a shame to see, because I really want to see David Benavidez get his shot. He's been trying to get a Canelo fight for a long time when he's at super middleweight. I guess at this point now, he was already a huge super middleweight. I remember that. But he's a guy at this point, he's probably not able to make 168 as easier as he once was. So he's fighting at 175. He was trying to get Canelo to fight at 175. It may be Benavidez has to get a fight against Canelo at 168. Maybe. But it's shame for all the guys involved apart from Beterbiev, right? And it's the guy who's coming off the loss that strangely is probably going to end up the best out of this, right? Where Beterbiev doesn't have to fight Benavidez and he could get an immediate rematch. He's doing all right. But the lightweight division, it's got those three kings at the top right now. Those are the three guys clear at the top of the division that need to be fighting each other. Even then, I wouldn't even mind seeing a Beterbiev v Benavidez eliminator for Bivol. I would love to see that, actually. And then have the winner of that fight Bivol. You know? But like I always say on the podcast, boxing is a weird and wonderful sport. And that's it for me from episode 93 of the Seth Side Quest. You know, I'll probably be talking about more boxing again. I've got a few more episodes in the chamber, but there we go. I'm out. Peace.